Hi guys, today we are going to be learning about chapter 2, which would be order of operations. So order of operations is the rule that we all need to follow in math that helps us figure out the answer in the correct order. Because if you don't do things in the right order, it's kind of like trying to build a Lego house and starting at the roof and trying to build your way to the bottom. It's just not going to work out. You got to start at the base and work your way up. So math, like Legos, you got to have the same following instructions order. So to start out, we are now calling it PERMDAS. For today, we will call it PEMDAS because we won't have anything. But PERMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, radicals, multiplication, division, adding, subtracting. And the order is you start right there and you work your way down. Now, remember, like I said, parentheses, exponents, radicals, which would be like square roots, which we won't see today, multiplying and dividing. And remember, these ones go in order from left to right. So if dividing comes first, if you're going left, right, then you do the dividing first. If multiplying comes first, left, right, you do the that first. And the same for adding and subtracting. Goes from left to right. Whatever one comes first, you do first, just for those two. So you do multiplying, division first, whatever ones get all those done, then you'll do all your adding and subtracting right there. So we'll start with, like I wrote the steps right here. Step 1, we're going to start with parentheses. Well, number 1 doesn't have any parentheses, so we can go to number 2, which is exponents. We don't have any exponents. Sweet. Step 3, which we have up here, is do all the multiplication and division from left to right. And these are the steps I'm looking at right here. So all the steps from left to right. So multiplication right there. So now we have 3 plus 2 times 3 is 6 plus 5. Now we're all done with multiplying because there's no more left in here. Now we can just add them all up. 3 plus 6 plus 5, 9 plus 5, 14 is my answer. Okay, so let's try another one. 15 divided by 3 times 5 minus 4 squared. So we're going to start with any parentheses? No. Any exponents? Yes. So this one we're going to have 15 divided by 3 times 5 minus 16. Okay, so now we go to the next one. 15 divided by 3 times 5 minus 16. Do we have any multiplying and dividing? Yes, so we go in order from left to right. 15 divided by 3 is 5 times 5 minus 16. Do we have any multiplying? We still do. So then you have 25 minus 16. Now we're all done with multiplying and dividing. So we do adding, subtracting, and we have our answer to be 9. And that is order of operations. We'll do a couple more. So 12 divided by 3 times 5 minus 4 squared. So that is going to be 12 divided by 3 times 5 minus 16, because I did this exponent first. Okay. 12 divided by 3 times 5. So you go division first. So 4 times 5. Minus 16, so that'll be 20 minus 16, which is a total of 4. Okay, now we're going to work with grouping symbols, which is like parentheses. And I'll show you 2 pretty good examples on what those are going to look like. The first one is this. So this right here is an example of multiplying, so you don't have to worry about doing that first. This is what they mean when they say parentheses, that we have an equation in the parentheses, not just a number. So you start with parentheses. So then you have 2 times 5 plus 3 times 7. Now we can do all of our multiplying in order. So 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 times 7, 10 plus 21. So my answer here would be 31. Now, when it comes to multiple things, like these things that are called brackets, you have to do everything in the brackets first until it's down to a singular number. And then once it's down to a singular number, then you can treat it like it's multiplying. So this is saying 2 times whatever this is going to be. So we have to figure out whatever this is all going to be, and then we're going to multiply it by 2 at the end. So we're going to start with 2. I'm just going to put a 2 right here, and then I'm going to put a bracket right here and do all the work on the side for it. So 5 plus 30 divided by 6 squared. So you start with parentheses. 5 plus 5 squared. Okay, so now that we're done with parentheses, we do exponents. 5 plus 25. Now that we're done with all of our exponents, we look for multiplying and dividing, which we don't have any right now. And then we can do our adding and subtracting, which is this gives us 30. So now I'm going to put a 30 right here. So my answer is 2 times this, which is 30. So that's going to give me a total of 60. Okay, we're going to try another one. I'm just going to get a fresh page up for it. All right, so we're going to take 2 plus whatever we get in there minus 30. Okay, so I'm going to do this part inside. So 3 plus 5 squared. 5 squared is going to give me 25. And then that's going to give me 28. So 2 plus 28 is going to give me 30. Minus 30 gives me 0. And that would be how order of operations works. Now you are going to run into some problems when you do your assignment with fraction bars. Now I say treat a fraction bar like 2 separate problems. So what I'm going to do is make a blank fraction bar right next to that. And then I'm going to treat this like 2 separate problems. So this was the top and this was the bottom. So I'm going to solve the top first. So parentheses, none, exponents, we have 1, so 6 plus 16. 6 plus 16 is 22. So I'm going to put that right up here. 3 squared times 4. 3 squared is 9 times 4. Gives me 36. So I'm going to put that down there. We have a fraction. I always say leave it as a fraction and simplify it. So we both know 2 goes into these 2 numbers. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2 to simplify it. Gives me 11 over 18. There's my answer. So fraction bars. Break it in half. Do the top part first. Okay, put your number on top like we did right here. So we put this equals this. And then we did the bottom part, found out what the bottom part equaled. And then we got this fraction right here. I'll just put a dotted box around it. We got that fraction right there, and then we simplified it and got our answer right here, which would be 11 over 18. Okay, last problem we're going to look at, because I won't have you do any word problems today, is with variables. Now, thing to know is with variables, we're doing the exact same thing we're always doing. They're just telling us numbers to plug in now. Honestly, they're trying to make it look more complicated than it actually is. So how we do this is we know A is 7. So I'm going to look at this problem. Every time I see an A, when I rewrite it, I'm going to put a 7. So 7 squared minus parenthesis, that's something to the third, minus 4 times something. So B is 3. So there was a B right here. So it's going to be 3 to the third. And C is 5. So I'm going to put that right here. And now remember, if you have 2 numbers like this, 4C, that doesn't mean make it 45. That's 4 times 5 right there. So now we can start simplifying parentheses. We got to do everything inside this first. So 4 times 5 is 20. And 3 squared is 9. So 9 minus 20. I'm sorry, that's 3 to the third. That would not be 9. 3 to the third is going to be 27 minus 20. And then 7 squared. So 27 minus 20 is going to give us 7. So now we have 7 squared minus 7. And now we can solve that. So 7 squared is 49. Minus 7 is 42. And then that is it, guys. So you'll have your assignment coming soon. If you, like I said, if you have questions, write them down, prepare them for class. If you have comments, perfect. See you. Thanks, guys.